Who will start? Guys, can you hear me properly? Okay, so please do share your learning from yesterday class.
HTTP methods. Mainly there are get, head, post, put, patch, and delete. These are the HTTP methods. This, in case of get, we retrieve data from the server, and head is similar to get, but here one difference is we don't have body of the response. Basically used to send data to the server to create the resource, and put method is used for update data, like means fully send fully data to the fully data to the server to
To
update.
pass the complete record, let's say the complete the object which you're going to update.
Yes, but in case of patch, it only send some part, or we can say it only send only changed part, changed data to the to patch to update the data.
Okay.
And delete the resource of specified URL. Also, we learned parameter binding. It is similar to model binding in MVC. Used primitive type of parameters like am I correct? Primitive type parameters.
Parameter binding is going to map the request values to the action label receiving parameter.
Okay.
Anything else?
Also,
Okay.
also we learn content negotiations. Like if we negotiate anything by client, that is we call content negotiations. Suppose we want to generate data in case in XML format, or in case of text, by default it is text format. If we want to change it as XML format, so it is known as a content negotiation.
No, by default API return the data in JSON format, but if you need to get the data in some other format, so like in XML, so make sure you having that the formatter registered at the application label, and in the subheader we pass the content type. Based upon the content type, return the data to us. Okay, Spanda, thank you.
Thank you.
So guys, please do clap for Spanda. And the next one, please. Who's next? Debrat. Are there? Can you share your learning, please? Subra. Can you share your learning?
Hello.
Yes,
I So we also created a web gateway API to call from API and to show the data in the call and show the data. We create a web API, gateway API.
Okay. So what is API gateway?
So from gateway API, we can call the data from to show the data in a web app and call the data from the web API. We can
No,
use
API gateway is acting as a reverse proxy server, or you can say it is helping us to provide the common endpoint for accessing the behind the scene. What are the backend APIs we have? So instead of exposing the multiple endpoints, now we can expose the one endpoint to the client, to the UI. Using that endpoint, the client can access our backend APIs.
yes.
And another thing is helping us to implement the authentication, authorization, caching, load balancing. There are so many other features also the API gateway provide to us, which are also really helpful when we are building our application.
Yes.
Anything else you want to share? So guys, do clap for Subra. And guys, please open your yesterday code, what we have done. Open the yesterday code. So I'm opening your yesterday code, and in the same code, we are just going to show you the way how we can use the entity framework for calling our store procedure. So this is my dull layer, and here we having this database context. So what I can do here, just open your SQL Server. In the SQL Server, let's create a store procedure for calling from the code. So we having this database name is here, let's say EF core CSM in my case. Now open the query window here. In the query window, I'm just going to write sp create procedure USP underscore get product. I'm passing here a parameter. So parameter would be here product ID as in teaser, and let me use a begin and select asterisk from products where we having product ID equal to @product ID. So this way I can create the SP. Let me execute it here. Same need to run it here. So code I shared through the chat window. Even you can keep the same script file in your Dell layer as well. For your reference, I'm keeping here. So I'm putting here the scripts. So let me add here the file over there. Let's say it is here. Data, sorry, data.sql. Let me rename it to the space. So now let's see how we can call this SP from our application code. So for calling the SP, I'm just going to write here a method. Let's say public. It will return here the product object. So what are the SP name we having with the same name? I'm defining a method over there and pass a product ID. I'm passing here product ID, define the product class object, product class object I'm creating here in this way, and finally return the product. Now here we will call the SP. For calling the SP, it is having the similar syntax as we having in the ADO.NET. So we having the command object. So let me create the command object. So database, then we having get DB connection. Then we having a create command. So create command I'm using here like this way. So now using the command, let me define here command dot command text. So command text is here. What are the SP we are going to call it? That is my command text. Then we having here command dot type, command type. So command type would be here procedure, command type store procedure. Even the same thing we use in ADO.NET as well. Command type at store procedure. Now we need to pass here the parameter. So I'm defining my parameter here where parameter equal to new SQL parameter. SQL parameter at the missing namespace. Add the parameter over here, product ID and product value. So product ID value I'm passing here. So this is my product ID value. Now add the parameters to this one. Parameter dot add, and we having here parameter like this way. Now open the connection here. I can open the database dot open connection this way. I'm using here again using statement, and this time we'll use a reader. So we use the reader always to read the data. So from the command, I can execute here my reader, execute reader this way. Now use the while loop for reading the record from the reader one by one. So we have being a reader dot read, then copy the things here one by one. So I need to copy here product ID, name, description, price this way. I think unit price we don't have here. And before this one, let me close the connection, database dot close connection, and finally return the product over there. So this is the way how we can call the SP in ADO.NET as well as in Entity Framework. So it is having the similar syntax over there. Okay, it's not going to copy. So this is a complete code I shared with you. So if you're willing to call it now, you can call it in your repository. So we having here a repository product one. So in the product repository, what I can do here, I can write the code for calling it. Guys, I shared the code through the chat. From there, you can copy and use it. So this here, let's say product. So get, I'm using the same thing, USP underscore get product by SP. Let's say this is the thing I'm defining here. Then integer product ID. So I'm defining here a method. Now inside this method, we will call that SP. So how we can call it? We can call it directly return context dot USP get product and do pass a product ID. This way. So this is the way the SP which we did, we added over there. Spanda, you need to just create first of all a procedure in your database, whatever you are having. Second thing is here, make sure you added a method in this database context class, how to call that SP. Code I already shared with you.
So actually, I have doubt in you have added a new folder in DAL. After that, how to create that
Forget about
SQL?
that one that I added for your reference only. You don't need to add this one.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You need to just do focus on the coding part. Forget about this script folder. Guys, have you completed this one? And make sure you added the method in your iProduct repository as well. This is the one. And in product repository. So this is the one for product repository we added. So this way we added the things. So guys, good to go ahead now to check it out.
1 minute, sir. First, we created a procedure, then we call it in controller. Sorry, in repository.
Yeah, we write the code only.
Can you
Repository.
please brief it again?
Now need to write the code in product repository only. Shall we go ahead now?
Yes.
So now come to your API. At the API label, wherever we are accessing the product, I just change it. Like here, I can try to change it here. Siva Mohan, make sure at the top label you added the missing namespaces, these. because other change I have not done. Make sure namespace you added. Namespace I shared through the chat. Now wherever we having the get product method, let me call here get product by SP.
Hello.
This method I'm changing here. Tell me.
Hello, please wait. I'm editing that.
Can you say again?
Can you please wait? Just I want to make the changes. I'm doing the changes right now.
So make sure everyone has just changed the method from find to get product by SP. Simple. Now if you run the API, it will return the data from our SP calling. So I'm just running my API and check out whether it is calling the SP or not. So this is my product. Try it out. So it's coming here, then coming to the SP this way, reading the value and returning the data over there this way. So I'm perfectly able to get the data, what are the SP we created in the database. So make sure you also getting the same result. Siba, can you share your screen? What error you are facing in DB context? Shiva, the complete code I already shared through the chat.
Sharing is visible.
Can you share your screen, please?
So, sir, how visible the screen sharing is?
I didn't get what you are saying.
Screen sharing permission is not there.
Now can share. See, your method is not returning the value. I think you didn't copy the entire code. Are you returning this product one? After the line number 66, you should write return product. Line number 65, sorry. There is no error. What about others, guys? Are you getting the data?
What changes we did in controller? product controller.
In product controller, I'm just calling that method. Just call the method get product by SP inside your get product method. So wherever you having this get product method, do change this line to this one. Get product by SP.
API.
So how many people are getting the data here properly as I'm getting? Okay, what about others? Okay, very good. If we have done it here now. So there is a one thing where you are looking for how we can add the data into multiple table that I will show you with this in this sample code, ASP.NET Core Identity. If you have completed, we can proceed to the next topic that is about how we can implement the security in our application. So shall we go ahead now?
I'm getting some error in my interface. I put a repository.
Make sure interface you have declared the method which you added in your product repository.
Yes, I added that. In the interface only, I am getting error.
Can you share a screen?
Must be
So
inside
you
the-
have write this code outside the interface.
Yes, I'm that. This is the implementation. Product controller.
This code I write in API, not MVC.
One.
API controller. So here just change the method only.
That method name.
Get product by SP. Run the API only to test it.
Okay, I will check.
So guys, what about others? Is it completed? So guys, here now let's talk about how we can implement here security, like how we can implement the login and sign up workflow. So in ASP.NET Core, we having the ASP.NET Core Identity, which is helping us to implement the login sign up and sign out functionality. Even it's supporting the login from the external login provider as well, like Facebook, Google, Microsoft, and others we can use over there. So what do we need for the ASP.NET Core identity? We should have a database containing the user roles. And then we having already these interfaces at the library level, and it is containing some managers. So using the managers, we can create and manage the users. We can create and manage the role as well. These are the managers we having, and we having the sign-in manager for managing the login related things. So this one we having in sign-in manager over there. So let's see how we can integrate the ASP.NET Core identity into this one. So what I can do here in my Dell layer, open the Dell layer. Here, if you're looking at, I'm using here DB context. So DB context, or you can say this DB context, and to change with the ASP.NET Core identity. So as per the ASP.NET Core identity, I will write the code to implement it here. So let's see how we can change this code to implement it so that it start working over there. So first of all, let me download here the ASP.NET Core identity and NuGet package to proceed further. So we having here a NuGet package that is about ASP.NET Core identity. So we having here ASP.NET Core identity. So download this package. Microsoft ASP.NET Core Identity Entity Framework. So this NuGet package, make sure you have downloaded and installed in your Dell layer. Package name I shared through the chat window. You can copy from there and start using. After that, just do one thing. Have installed this package, which I shared through the chat window. Okay, now we need to have the user and role. So we actually already having the user class in ASP.NET Core identity, that user class we can extend. So we having already a user class in our code. That user class I'm extending from identity user this way. And let's do one thing. Let me remove the other code. So I'm removing the other code. I'm just adding only name. So make sure what are the user class you already having over there. We added this one. I'm adding here one more property that is for roles. If you're willing to return the roles, so we can return the roles from this one. And I'm using here this node mapped. So if you're willing to add some extra properties and those properties you're not willing to the database, so you can decorate with the node mapped attribute. So make sure now your user class is looking like this way. Code I shared through the chat window. Similar way, let's add here a one more class that is for role. I'm adding a class for role here. Let's make it public. For role also, let's say I'm using here identity role. And this is my integer type. Then add the missing namespace. And here we can, let's say, add a one more property. Let's say string description. Description is a property over there. So we added here a one more class with the name role, and that I'm inheriting from the identity role over there. So these two classes we added here, and I hope you have also added. Please do confirm when you will completed these two classes, adding user and role. Have you added? Okay, if you have completed, now open your database context class. So we having this database context class. Let me do the change here also. In place of DB context, it should be here identity DB context. Add the missing namespace and add here the things for user, role, and primary key type. This way we added it. So in place of using the DB context, now we are using here identity DB context. And internally identity DB context is extending the DB context over there. Now user class entry is not there. Just remove it simply this way. So these are the changes now we have done here into this one. Have you completed these changes in your code?
Yes, which one you removed?
I have removed the user class. User DB set user need to remove. So have you completed this one? Okay, so now the thing is, I'm creating a new database this time because let's make it different. I'm just making here, let's say CSM project. I just changed my database name. So for this migration, we will create a new database, in fact. So please define the new project name inside your own configuring method. And after this, make sure you have deleted this migration folder, which you have in your del layer. Delete this migration folder as well. Because what the migration folder we having, that was for older one, but now we having for new one.
I'm getting an error saying that the type dal user cannot be used as a type parameter t user in the generic type or method. identity DB context.
Namespace need to be added.
Have you added the namespace for identity?
Yes.
Can you share your screen?
This one here.
This means check in user or role. You might have not added the namespace.
I have not saved it.
In user, make sure you have passed the integer also. You have not defined the user properly. User
Yes.
is not correct. Identity user, then open tag, closing tag, then integer. This is a correct one. Same thing we having for user. Role, sorry. Here it is
This
fine.
one.
Okay, make sure you have deleted the migration file and you have updated your database name also here. If you have done, let's do the migration. And make sure you just set up the Dell layer as a startup project. This one is my startup project. And here also I'm using the Dell as a default project. So make sure Dell is now a startup project and Dell is now default project. Now run the command here, add this migration. Migration name initial. So this one I'm adding here, add dash migration and migration name as initial. This one, make sure you're adding. So you can see it is trying to generate everything. ASP.NET user, ASP.NET roles, ASP.NET tokens, everything it is trying to generate. Run the next command, update on dash database. Now update the database so that all the changes it will do at the database level.
I'm getting an error during add migration. Could not load assembly API gateway. Ensure it is referenced by the startup project DAL.
I'm also getting.
Guys, can you check your reference properly?
I'm
In
also.
package manager console, we should have to select the default project as DAL.
No. I have selected the default project as DAL.
Make sure
But-
you added the Dell as a default, set the Dell as a default project as well.
Yes. Set as startup project. Yes. Then when run the migration, the error message could not load assembly web API. Ensure it is referenced by the startup project DAL.
In package manager console, there is an option default project.
Where?
Can you please check? In package manager console.
Yes, in package manager control only.
First one is a package source. Second one is default project.
Okay.
Select that done.
Yes, yes.
And then can you open the user class and role class? Hello.
I shared the user class. Tell me.
Just open the class.
Hmm.
In the user class, it is not mapped. What is the meaning of not mapped here?
The mapping already defined through this one. So we don't need to write the code separately.
Can you set this line, public contest, DB contest, identity DB contest user role identity, this line. Identity DB contest.
Hmm.
Please
So identity DB context is a built-in one.
Now you please share this line. You copy and paste.
Only this section.
Yeah.
What do we need to delete before running the command?
You need to just delete the user entry from here. That's it.
User?
User entry. DB set user. Do you have DB set user?
Yes, I had one before.
So remove that one only.
But we can create another one by the name of user details also.
No, that we don't need to create it because in identity DB context, user class would be created. You don't need to create it separately.
Okay.
So have we created a database? Guys, how many people are able to create the database now?
So identity DB contest is the parent one. Identity DB contest
Hmm.
is the parent class of the DB contest.
Yeah.
Difference between identity DB contest and DB contest is identity DB contest is role based.
Identity DB context is here to implement here ASP.NET Core identity membership, so that we can perform the login, sign up, and other things over there.
Thank you.
So shall we go ahead now? Okay. If you have completed, that's good.
Hello.
Tell me.
The login and sign up, we can also create by writing our own code. So what is the benefit we will get? So we will use the identity DB contest.
Benefit you will get it. You don't need to write your own logic to implement the login and sign up, even the
Yes,
security code as well. Let's say password hashing. Okay.
yes, apart from the code, suppose we are writing our own code to do the login and sign up and hashing everything. So how that means is it more secure than that or something else?
ASP.NET Core Identity providing the complete set of features which are required to build a modern application, like password hashing, claims management, tokens management, implementing the two-way authentication, forget password process, login from the external login provider like Facebook, Google. So for doing all these things, you need to write a lot of code. I'm not saying you cannot do yourself. You can do it yourself, but you need to write code for there. But here, these things are built in. You have to just use the method and use it. So it's up to you whether you are using this ASP.NET Core Identity library or you are writing your own. Both are possible.
But if I want to do some modification, like suppose some tables are there which are created by identity, but there I want to do.
Already those modification are added it. Main table are here, user and role.
Yes.
So role table I already modified here. I added my description property.
Yes.
User table I also already modified there, where I added name property. So the tables where you need modification, I already customize. So that as per a requirement, you can add here the number of columns here. Now if you will check in the database, you will see what are the tables are created by the ASP.NET Core identity. There it's added our own custom columns as well. So in user, you can find out we having the name. This is our own, which we added. In role also we having the description. If you want to add others also, add the property here. It's a complete customized solution I'm showing you.
Yes.
Anything else?
I am getting an error while after removing the user.cs and then making the update database.
Can you share your screen? Can you show me the database context class first? Can you scroll down? Remove the users, line number 29. Now remove the migration file, everything.
From this to this.
Migration folder, remove complete migration folder. Have you changed your database name also in your database context class?
Database name.
Open the database context class. Scroll down, it is the same class, scroll down. Have you changed this namespace here? Shopping demo, let's say what is it? It should not be the old one, it should be the new one. New database into define.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Now run the migration.
Oh.
Now you're doing first time. It's a new migration.
What?
I'm saying you are doing it first time. So update is not the right change. It should be initial only.
Okay. Sorry.
So everything has been created. So what about others, guys? I hope everyone has created the database based upon the ASP.NET Core identity. And these are the tables who are going to be created.
Yes.
So tables which are starting with the name ASP.NET are the part of ASP.NET Core identity. Tell me.
Actually, I was asking that in the .NET Core, we are given the table name as users, but here it is created ASP.NET users, right? Automatically it takes this.
An entity framework, the thing is, identity user is the main class here. And this main class, it is adding with the name ASP.NET user. So the table name is changed by this identity DB context. This identity DB context is changing the table name. So because of that, it is changing. So if you will look at here, so at the library level, they have defined actually the table name explicitly. So that's why it is changing to ASP.NET user. In this identity DB context, such code is written to change the table name. Anything else? Okay, now let's me write the code to implement the login and sign up.
Suppose we don't require any column from those tables. We can add some new columns. I got it. But suppose in the existing column, the tables, we don't require some columns. So what we should do?
That is not possible. What is the default column it is providing? You have them. Only new can add, existing you cannot remove.
Okay.
So guys, so now let's follow the things and see how we can perform here the operation on these user and role table. Before that, just do one thing, open the ASP.NET roles table in the database and add 2 roles over there. So here I'm adding a role, let's say admin. Administrator is the description and admin is the role. Admin is the role. Administrator is the description. Normalized name means in capital, everything is capital. This way. So we added this one here. Similar way I'm adding, let's say, and user is the description. User, and a concurrency. So this way, make sure you added 2 entry.
So what is this concurrency?
role
What
table.
is the use of this concurrency?
Concurrency is at what time you added it. It is a timestamp.
Timestamp.
So I added here 2 roles. These roles I will use it. Shiba, I already told you, please change the database name. Older database I'm not using now. If you will use the older database, you will get this error. Category is already there. Define a new database name in your connection string. Open the database context class. There you having a connection string. Just change here the value. As I'm changing here to CSM project. So this is database name. Make sure you have given. Shall we go ahead now? Okay, so now here come to the so here what you can do here, you can add a one more layer for the business logic. Because right now business logic we have not separated business logic. Even we have no write for our code. So everything we are writing in the repository. So Siva Mohan, if you don't have permission to change the database, not an issue, delete already the old tables from there and create it again. Simple. What are the old table you having in the database? Remove them completely and do it. So shall we go ahead now? Or do you have any query? So what I'm doing here, guys, make sure you are following to me. Just to right click and here just add a new project. So here I'm adding a new project with the name. I'm adding again a class library. This is my class library project. Have you selected this one? Class library project. Just do right click at the solution explorer at the solution and add a new project. Then make a search for class library and add a class library. Are you adding it? Guys, can you confirm? Are you adding the class library? Okay, do select here for class library. Define the class library name as, let's say, services. So make sure your class library name is services. I'm adding here. .NET 5. So we added here a one project for services. Now here we can add multiple services for writing our business logic. So I'm adding here interfaces. I'm adding here for implementation as well. So we added the interfaces folder. Let me add a one more folder here that is about the implementations. So two folders I added here. I hope you have also added these two folders. So can you confirm through the chat? Have you added these two folders in your services project? Everyone. Okay, so now let's add here the interface for authentication service. Just do right click here. I'm adding a interface. As interface, I'm adding, let's say, IAuth service. IAuth services interface, which I'm adding here. In this interface, we need to have some methods. So those methods I'm adding, let's say, public. And this way I added those methods here. And make sure in the services you added the project reference of Dell layer. So project reference of Dell layer, make sure we added here. Now add the missing namespaces. So let's add the missing namespaces this way. Build the code to check out how it is working.
Please save the interface.
code I shared through the chat window for auth service. Similar way, let me open here the implementation, add a new class over there with the name auth service. So this is my public. Then implement this I auth interface. So we are implementing this interface simply. So now here, let me complete this auth service code as well. So as I said, in case of ASP.NET Core Identity, we having the user manager and role manager. For accessing this user manager, role manager, I need to download the NuGet packages. So just go to the dependencies, manage NuGet packages, and install here packages for identity. So packages name I'm sharing through the chat. From there you can copy and install it. So this is my package name, ASP.NET Core Identity. I'm installing it. Second package we having here ASP.NET Core Identity, Entity Framework Core. This is my second package. So make sure everyone has downloaded these two packages. Now let me write the code for this service.
What shortcode you use to create all this code?
There is no shortcut, there is option at the interface label. It allows us to generate the method. So this way I completed the code. So I'm using his sign-in manager, user manager, and role manager. So these managers are available in ASP.NET Core Identity, same managers I'm using to complete this code. So this is the way I can write the code for checking the authenticity, whether username and password is available or not. If it is available, return the user. This is about to returning a single user. This is about to add a user along with the role. This is about the sign out. So this one, now we are building over here. And let me share this complete code with you. I have to share it in multiple parts. So this way I shared the everything. So please copy the things from the chat window and use it. So have we completed this service part?
Is it DAL is to be added as a reference in services?
Yeah, add the DEL as a reference to services.
Please open the IR service.
Can you say again?
IR service interface. Just open it. Please share the code.
Code I already shared. Scroll to top in the chat window. Code is
Yes,
there.
yes, I got it.
So shall we go ahead now? I hope everyone has created the things. Okay, so if you have done this one, open the controller now. So just add this service project reference in your web app. I'm adding the project reference of this services into my web app. Then open the startup class. In a startup class, let me add this service here. Services dot add scope, and it would be here I auth service. I auth service comma auth service this way. So this is my IOAuth service and auth service. These namespaces we added here now. And I need to do the change as per the ASP.NET Core identity. So as per the ASP.NET Core identity, so app.db context we already added, that is fine here. Now let me add the setting for user and role as well, this one. So make sure we add it for user and role also. So these changes, make sure you have done in your startup class. I'm sharing the complete code with you, which is required to set up to use ASP.NET Core identity. I shared the complete code. Please use this one.
I'm getting an error in add default token provider. It shows identity
Add the
build.
namespace. Add the namespace.
It doesn't suggest any names. Just okay, now suggesting. Done.
So shall we go ahead now? Now open here the controller section. Have you completed, guys, this one? So just add here a controller with the name account. So what I'm doing here, I'm just adding here a controller with the name account. So this is my MVC controller. So define the name as account controller, like this way. Have added the account controller over here. And for account controller, make sure you added the model class as login model. Login model is my model class. And here add two properties, email and password. So I'm adding here email and password here. So make sure you added the login model. And for login model, you added the property over there. Similar way, we will have the user model here. I'm adding a one more class. I think user model we already having them, right? Okay, we don't have here. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Let me add a class here for user model. I'm having for user model. For user model class, let me add the properties. So these properties we added here now. So make sure same thing you have also done for user model. So have you added the user model also here? Have you completed these one? So this is my account controller. Let me define here my authentication service. So I'm adding here a constructor. And now let me inject here I auth service. It would be here auth service. Add the missing namespace. And now let me inject it here. This way, I'm injecting it. Underscore auth service equal to auth service. Now we will define here the login method to implement the login and login post. In the post, it would be here login model like this way. And make sure you're making it HTTP post. HTTP post over there. So now from the authentication service, we can call the authenticate user. So I can use here where user equal to auth service. So underscore auth service. Then we having here authenticate user to pass model dot username model dot email, in fact model dot password. These two things I'm passing. Let me check if user not equal to null. Then we will do the redirection into the user dashboard and the admin dashboard. So what guys, make sure first complete this code, then I will write the way how we can redirect to the another one. So let me complete based upon the role as well. Let's say if we having user dot roles, if it contains the roles, let's say admin, go to the admin panel. So we can write here return redirect to the action. So action would be here index, controller would be here dashboard, and I will define a area which I have not added. So area we define for creating the module at the application level. Similar way we can have here else if. So this one we having for user and user this way. So make sure you have completed this code for account controller. So this way for account controller, you have completed the code. So code I shared through the chat window. You can copy and use it.
Did you rename the index to login?
Index section we can rename. Right now I have not added the view. The view part I need to add. So first complete the account controller, then I will show you the way how we can add the login action over there. Login view. Have you completed the login action code, everyone? So do right click at the login action and add view. In the view, we having here razor view. This is my razor view. I'm selecting. Click on that button. Then view name is login, template name is create, model class. Here I'm using the login model. So we having login model over there, view name, template, and model class. Login model this way. So this way I need to add the login model here. So we added the login model here. Now remove the unnecessary UI part and button value as login. So this is a few changes I did here. Input type password also. So this is the UI we having for login one. Code I shared through the chat. From there you can copy and use it. Have you completed the code for login view as well? Guys, shall we go ahead now? So this is the way we added the login one. So now just do one thing. Now we need to add an area. So just do right click here, add a folder with the name areas at the application level. So have you added the areas at the application level? So can you confirm, have you added the areas folder at the project label?
We'll just create a folder and name as area.
Yeah, right. Just create a simple folder and give the name as area.
Area or areas?
Areas. Make sure name is exactly same.
Class में add कर लो नहीं, edit कर लो नहीं. डालने में से आवड़ी खोलना ना, migration के लिए automatic create हो लेना. तुम्हें role और users class को क्या लेनी?
So I shall we go ahead now.
वो सर्विस भी लोग प्रोजेक्ट क्रिएट करते हैं. तो मिलने नहीं. और कुछ करना था वैसे. Database context है तो.
So now just do right click at the areas folder. Guys, do click now at the areas folder and here add a area. Are you getting the add area option there? Are you getting the option add area? This way.
Yes.
Then you will get here the option for MVC area. So select MVC area option here and define your area name less admin. So are you getting the same area option? So shall we go ahead now? So I'm adding here the area named as admin. So I hope you added the area as admin. Have you added it? Can you confirm through the chat window? Have you added it? Okay, now you will get this scaffolding option. Just copy this option, open the startup class and put inside the endpoint of your MVC project. Just add this section over there. So make sure this endpoint you added over here. So have you added it? So now if you look at we having here controllers and views, let me remove data and models from here. And let's copy the shade folder and these two things. I'm just going to copy the shared folder and the files into this admin. It should be the part of the views folder, sorry. So make sure you add it like this way. So do copy the everything from the root label, like shade folder, your view import and view start over here. And here at the layout, just do change it like ASP area. I'm removing here now. And let me define here the name as dashboard index. Text is also dashboard. So other things I'm removing over here. Only dashboard I'm adding simply. So make sure you copied the thing from the root label and putting here. Now inside the controllers folder, add a controller with the name dashboard. I'm adding here a dashboard controller like this way. And for index, let me add a view index. This way. And this is my admin dashboard. I had it like this way.
View you added empty view.
Can you say again?
Index view you have added, that is empty or reserve view?
That is empty on. Just add the laser one, but just define it. And make sure you decorate it with the area as admin. This is the one you need to add area as admin. For that,
In layout, in the under area, there is a layout .css. You have removed some code.
in the layout, I just removed this UL section. So this UL section, make sure you have updated. I'm sharing through the chat. Copy it and paste it over there. Shall we go ahead now? Have we completed this thing?
Yes.
Can you confirm through the chat?
What changes have you done in index page?
Index page, I have just added a simple text admin dashboard. It is only label to understand it. So have we completed this one? Okay. Same way we need to add here an area for user as well. Add an area, MVC area. And this time I'm adding for user. So this is my user area and it will have the same thing as we having for admin. Let's copy everything from the admin and paste it here. I'm just going to copy everything from the admin, pasting it. Only just change the namespace from admin to user. So make sure inside the dashboard controller, you have changed the name from admin to user. User dashboard. Simply. So this is the way how it is working. Admin it is working. User it is working. And redirection code we write here, like how to go from admin to admin dashboard, user to user dashboard here.
Can you share your controller, what area we have to write? controller.
This one,
Yeah.
this code I already shared.
Okay.
In shared folder, do you have error.cshtml?
Yeah, what are the things we having here in root label? Same is here also.
So why I'm getting error? The type or namespace missing for error view model.
Make sure you having a model at the root label. Error. Do you have this error view model at the root label?
Which one?
At the root label error model.
Yes, I have. In that some class have been created. The root label model and that was the older one, right? In
A root
area
label,
folder.
a root label view model, it should work. Here, this is the older one, but is by default over there.
Yes, it is there.
So can you share your screen?
Yes. I'm getting error here. Namespace.
Can you open the area folder? Areas. The thing is you have not added the view start file and view import. So add the view start and view import from the root label.
This one?
View start and view imports. These two files. At the view folder label, not outside. View folder label, views folder label. Here. Same thing you need to do for user also.
My user I have not created it. Actually, I was trying to create the view. So because of this error, I am not able to create. Right now also some error are there.
Guys, what about others? Have we completed the creation of two view models, two areas? Copy the admin folder and just rename it to the user.
Okay.
Change the controller label, area name as user. In line number 7 also.
Do you have to change anything else?
No. So guys, we have done the area and everything as per this code, which we have written for this account controller. So now we having the admin area, user area, everything is fine. And now let's write the code for sign up also. So we having here sign up. So this is my sign up. Define the sign up post method also. So it is your HTTP post sign up. And the sign up, for the sign up action, we will create a sign up view that use here add view. And make sure you are using here template create, same way, model class as user model. So we having the user model class that you need to use this one. So at a sign up action, then define the view for sign up based upon the user model. In my case, there's an error because it is expecting this one user model and model, then add view, razor view, then create model class user model this way. So using this scaffolding, I'm generating it. So this way I'm generating it here. Sign up one. ID I'm removing here. Only ID need to remove, otherwise everything is fine here. That's it. So add a sign up view also for your root label account controller sign up one. This is sign up one. And when you will add the view, make sure you removed the ID. The text box for ID, you have to remove it only. That's it.
Please set the controller.
Pardon?
The sign up part of the controller.
Which is the part of?
Accounts controller, you have added the sign up. These two please first.
Sign up is the part of the account controller.
Yes, these two please share.
I didn't get what you are saying because your voice is not clear.
So can you share the sign up? This is the get and post method.
This post method I have not completed. I will complete it.
Oh.
So let me complete this sign up post method as well.
So you please share that at least get method so that we create the
Create method already shared. And this is the sign up one also. I shared both the methods. Sign up post method also I completed and shared with you. So guys, have you completed for login and sign up? So good to go ahead now. So open your shared layout. At the shared layout, we need to add here a one more UL, and that would be here for login and sign up. Account, login, account, sign up in this way. And make sure it is not just
have you added
in between.
have you added name in user class? Name as property.
Name property, I think here it's added here.
But I'm getting error in this line. User doesn't contain a definition for name.
Make sure name is your del layer class. The user also built-in class. So namespace is correctly you added. So that might be the issue. Make sure you added the top label this del.
Yes, I've added DAL.
Do check for which namespace it is pointing.
It is pointing to DAL. In DAL user, you have added name. Name property. It is there.
So this one we already have. This we already added
It
when
is
we
name and roles.
Hmm.
But earlier think it was user ID.
No, it was only name and roles. Earlier it was user ID. That user class we have removed, we have changed completely.
Okay. Thank you.
So make sure everyone has completed with the login and the sign up code. Now I'm completing for this the linking part so that we can link it. So this div section, actually, I just changed it now. And make sure you're running only web app. Just select the web app. I just start a project. Oh, this one also need to add here. This namespace. So CSS class was missing there. So it is working fine with login and sign up. So menu code, which I changed. First I changed this one. And then I changed this one. This one, make sure you change it. This is the way how it is coming. So click at the login, click at the sign up, everything looking fine. Is it running? So we did the linking here with the area and all the things. Now we will just verify whether we able to create a new user or not. Have we completed this one? When you will complete, please do let me know.
Andhra, you have changed in user layout, right?
The code I already shared. What I did the change.
It in user layout. Is it user
No,
layout or?
it's not a user layout. It's a root label layout.
Okay.
It's a root label layout where the change I have done.
Parandar, can you share the view page of sign up page? Code of sign up page. Sign up process.
Sir, at the sign up page, I have not done anything. You have to just remove few things. It is auto-generated code. The thing I removed the ID section, and I just removed the here a link, and I just change the value for button as sign up, simple. Even the sign up page code I already shared in the chat window, if you will see.
In the sign up, I'm getting only email and password. I should choose some other model. I have choose login model. What I should choose? Should I choose user model?
For the sign up, we are using the user model, not the login model. Login model we have been for the login action.
Yes. Can you share the page so that I copy paste?
Sir, I already shared the code. Can you check your chat? Sign up markup I already shared. If you need it, let me share. I shared the things for sign up again.
Okay. Sorry, I am doing one doubt here.
Normal view that will be created if we do a create view, right? There are no changes. Hello? Sir?
Can you tell me?
So I'm asking, I had created the view using the add view thing. So there are no changes. I can use the same thing, right?
On which we are talking about?
Sign up, the sign up controller. I did the add view thing and I have created a view. So there are no changes, right? I can use the same thing as it is. Thank you.
I am having one doubt here. In the view page, while writing the exact model, you are deleting the folder name. Is it required to delete? Or is there any difference?
The folder not necessary to delete. I deleted the folder because those folders I'm not willing to use. That's why I deleted.
No, the view at the top, please go to the view top. In this view page, go to the top, please. Sign up.cshtml. So when we do the scaffolding, it comes the folder name with the model name, but you are deleting the folder. Please go to the top of this sign up.cshtml. Yes. So here, when we do the scaffolding, it is coming @ model, then the folder name .user model. But you are deleting the folder name.
Here namespace, whatever it is generating, we already added at this v import over here. So we don't need to mention unnecessarily over there.
Okay.
So guys, have you completed this one? Shall we go ahead now? So make sure your code is building fine without an issue. Is it building? Okay, very good. So let's have a break. After the break, we will test this complete workflow. So code part we have done here. We need to just test it so that I will test after the break. So guys, here let's test this workflow. And as per this workflow, when you will open the sign up page, so we are going to create an admin user. This is the way how the admin user we are creating. So we are assigning a role admin. So run your web application to check out how it is creating the admin user. So go to the sign up. I'm adding here, let's say email admin@gmail.com, password @ make sure password is containing the special character and numbers as well. Otherwise it will not able to create the user. So password is capital letter, special character, numbers and small case. Do sign up. Oh, what it is saying? It is saying okay, one thing is still missing here. The missing part is this is my sign up. Open a startup class. One more thing, make sure you add it over there. App.use authentication. This is not actually creating the issue, but it is mandatory to access the logged in user information. So if you're willing to access the logged in user information, so make sure you added this line. So have you added this line? Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Okay, I got it. Actually, database connection, database name, I have not changed it. So database name is not this one, because remember last time we changed the database in Dell layer. So make sure same database name we have mentioned CSM project. So it should be CSM project. So I hope you also having the different database name in your app setting.json. So make sure you have updated it with the database name as you given in the Dell layer. Now run it. I'm sure this will work fine. So it is throwing the exception because we don't have any data over there. So you can add a condition simply if model is not equal to null, then use it. So if model not equal to null, then use it. Otherwise, don't use it this way. So this condition I added here so that it will not break. So just add this condition model and model data. So now let me click to the sign up one and admin @gmail.com, admin @128, phone number, do click. I hope this time it has been created. If you will look at the ASP.NET users, so you can see admin has been created and this is the password. So password is storing the hash format. If you will log in now, admin @gmail.com, then admin @ so it is going to the admin dashboard now. So admin user has been created successfully. Even we have redirected to the admin dashboard as well without any challenge, without any issue. So we have done with the sign up process here. Guys, can you confirm from your end? Are you able to complete it?
Can you share the index.cshtml that last code you just modified?
Last coding I just added is if condition.
No, yes.
So just wrap the things in this if statement. So there is no code breaking.
one error message showing one of invalid operation exemption, role admin does not exist.
So have you added the role already there in role table? Make sure everyone has added the role already.
For normalize and conference.
So add the role in ASP.NET and roles table first.
Rather, I am getting error. That is invalid column name from user.
I think you have not changed your user class.
Under DAL.
Inside DAL.
Yes, I have created the.
Can you share your screen?
Here I have added.
Can you show me in database? Where is name is? So the thing is, what the change you did change after migration.
Yes, yes.
So run a migration command over there, add migration update 1, so that the name would sync here. Stop it, open the package manager console, add a migration update 1 and do it. Guys, what about others? Make sure Dell is your starter project.
Creating the user, but it is giving result as false.
Have debugged the code why you're getting result as false. Make sure in password you're passing the small case, capital case, special character, everything you're passing. How many people completed this one? Guys, can you confirm through the chat window the people who are able to complete?
Sir. Sudhakar, do you have any query?
Yeah, yes, I am doing that. But Uiptah I am doing that. I got the error in that. That's why I am doing that.
User created.
Guys, what about others?
My user is created, but when it is not able to assign role, that it is saying admin is not. But I have
That's
added the
why until you will not add the admin role, make sure your name is matching with the name you have hard code in the service level. Is it?
The admins, Tacos, small than caps.
Can you share your screen?
Yes.
Role admin is not there. It means admin capital, it's checking. Normalized name, it always check.
But
Can you
here
show
I-
me the normalized name value? No, forget about this one. Show me the normalized value in the database. For roles, what is your normalized value? It is null. So add here admin in capital, buyer in capital, everything should be in capital. Now check it. You need to again sign up.
Yes.
What about others, guys?
I'm but unable to log in.
So have you checked the entry for role also in your database?
Role. Yes, ASP.NET role is available.
ASP.NET user roles.
Yes, user role.
Hmm.
No, I have not added.
No, it is not added by your program. Do check, have you added the normalized name? Can you share a screen? Where are your roles, ASP.NET roles? So the thing is, your name is different. Normalized name is different. How it is? Name should be admin only.
Yes, one.
Okay.
Do sign up, not the login. Have you entered your
Yes. Sign up is working.
guys? What about others?
When running the project, I am getting now error. Request too long. The size of the request header is too long.
Can you debug why it is happening? Tapan, can you check your ASP.NET user roles table? Do you have entry over there?
Yes. Oh, this time. Oh. No. Yes.
Can you log in, debug the code for the login? Spanna, I already shared the if condition through the chat. Just change the if condition through the chat. Just wrap your table for the index page in your if condition. After that, you will not get the error.
In which index?
I'm not telling to you, I'm telling to this.
Okay.
It is not matching actually admin or user.
So name of the role should match. I think there you add everything in capital.
Is it case sensitive?
Sir, when you're comparing the string, it is case sensitive. We comparing the string in our if condition. Spandana, can you share your screen? Santosh, have you completed? Suminder, Devbrat,
No, sir, not completed due to yesterday class was not completed for me.
so why you have not downloaded the yesterday class code from the server?
Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow.
You should tell me in the beginning, like say I don't have yesterday session, I can share with you. Even I already shared from the .NET XLMS, you can download the code.
Today also I from the beginning I have some other calls also. That's why.
Okay. What about others, guys?
Yes, sir.
And then I'm getting bad request error.
Can you debug the code, what it is saying?
It is not going to index page actually, home index. I have already given the breakpoint.
It is not home index, it is dashboard index. Can you share your screen? Can you show me the area?
This one.
No, it should come first. This root need to put at the top level.
Oh, yes.
Sir, this is not the way. Endpoint section need to copy there. Line number 73 to 76. Cut it from here and put in this line number before line number 67. Remove this section.
So it is going to dashboard or home?
Can you restart your Visual Studio? Was asking the query.
Yes, Shivangi, actually, I want to know. So, what is the use of that one? That is the normalized name. Actually, there was some error, and when I changed to capital one, that is admin. When I changed it, then it is working fine right now. So, what is the use of this normalized name?
So the thing is, when internally the ASP.NET Core library is comparing, it use that normalized name. Because usually what happens in the role, the people might having the small case, lower case. So better way is here, they just convert into uppercase. So that there's no issue while comparing, where C# is a case sensitive language. So before comparing, they convert everything into normalize.
So it is creating, first it is converting to the uppercase, then it is comparing the.
Yeah, right.
So the normalized name should be in the capital letter only.
Right.
Still I'm getting same error.
So it's not a application specific issue, it's a system issue now. Please try to restart the system and try to do it. Hopefully it should work.
Okay.
I hope login and sign up are working. Saurabh, Prakash, Shubhra, Ananda, Smriti Ranjan.
Yes, sir, working.
Santosh, can you share your response from your end? Jyoti Ben,
Yes, working.
so this is the way how we can log in and complete the workflow. But when it is coming to the security, so for the security, you need to understand here this ASP.NET Core request pipeline. So in ASP.NET Core request pipeline, we having mainly here two section. The one section here we having for middleware. So we having the middleware here, which we add through the startup class. In the startup class, we having the routing middleware, authentication middleware, the static file middleware, session. Then we having the filters. Even if I'm looking at the code, this is my code where you will find out this is my static file. This is for my routing. This is my for authorization, authentication. So these are the middlewares which are going to intercept the request. So when you're looking at the middleware is a function, it is a method which is going to be intercept the request. And there you can add your code to figure out whether the user is logged in, whether the user having the permission. So various things we can do with the help of middleware. Tell me what the query you have.
Shalendra, actually, I am not able to log in, able to sign up, but when I log in, it is not working. Can you check this?
Have you checked ASP.NET
Yeah, I
user
checked-
role table?
Yeah, I checked that one.
Have you
Login
checked the
is-
condition as well? Your account controller, make sure role name is matching. Are you getting the role in this user? Are you getting role here in this user?
Yes, I am having that.
What are the role value?
Role content admin.
Can you share your
79.
screen?
Yeah. I want to log in. Like this is A1.
No, why you're doing sign up? Just do login.
No, I want to use this email address. So we should check this. So that this is the my password. So this is my user ID. So now in the same text.
Can you debug the code? Or the breakpoint line number 45, not 45, the above one, login page. Go to the account controller and at the login action, put the debugger. Now run the code. What you are getting in user?
Right.
Roles.
Rules.
Role is administration. So your condition is wrong.
Achha. I think, is it comparing with the name?
It should be admin only. So now it will work fine.
Okay.
So guys, here the thing is when it is coming to this one. So first we having the middleware. So middleware are just like we having the module in ASP.NET web form, which you can use for intercepting the request. Similar way we having the module here, middleware, sorry, here. And we having these built-in middleware, which we already having. So middleware we already add in this configure method. So this configure method contains the middlewares. Even you can create your own custom middleware as well. So what are the custom middleware you will create? You can add over here. Then we having the filters. So later on we having the filters which can be used to filter the user. So here we can check the authorization filter to check the user authenticity, user permission. If user is logged in, then provide the access. If user is not logged in, then go to the login page. Or if your user is logged in but don't have the permission, go to the unauthorized page. So I can write that code using the authorization filter. Then we having the resource filter, which is helping us to short circuit the pipeline. Let's say if the resource is not responding, so from the resource filter, I can short circuit the pipeline. Means I can stop the further execution of the request. Then we having the action filter, which can be used to do the user activity logging. If you want to log the user activity, so we can log it using the action filter. So we having a pre-action filter, we having a post-action filter. So if you're looking at here, this one time it is going to execute it before the action execution. This is the action execution process. And one time it is going to execute later the action execution. So we having pre and post. In pre, we can write the code. At this time, user is clicked on this button, or like user is trying to perform this action. And when the action would be executed successfully, I can write the code, user has completed that particular action. So that is about the post action filter. Then we having an exception filter. If you're willing to capture the exception, that can be done from here. We having the result filter. Result filter is about to assure what are the result we have prepared and we are going to render in the browser. It has been rendered successfully in the browser. So that checking can be done with the help of result filter. So pre-result filter and post-result filter.
Can you repeat the resource filter again?
Resource filter is for short circuit the pipeline. As we having the fuse in our room, if there is an issue with the electricity of the room, what happens? Fuse will be used to cut the light in the room.
Yes.
Same thing, resource filter is going to short circuit the pipeline. If something is not working properly and you don't want to repeat the same step again and again, so from the same place I can go back. So this is about the resource filter. So result filter is about here we can write the code for caching purpose if you're willing to cache the response. So that code I can write in my pre-result filter, then result preparation would be done. And finally, we having the post result filter. In the post result filter, I can write the code, the result which we have prepared is rendered successful into browser. So that code we can write in the post result filter. So this is about the filters and middleware. Do you have any query regarding these two in ASP.NET Core pipeline?
I couldn't actually relate to our code for resource filter.
Commonly resource filter we don't use. Resource filter we use only in that case. Let's say you're trying to access a URL, but there is some internal server error for requesting that URL. So every time when you will access that URL, you will get the same error. So instead of hitting that URL again and again, the resource filter can be used to short circuit the pipeline, means to stop the workflow later on. That is about the resource filter. Like after this flow will not be there. From here, I can go back like this way. This is the same thing explained. We having a fuse in our room. If you want to disconnect the light of the room, then use the fuse. Same thing it is working. It is going to short circuit the pipeline.
Okay, thank you.
So here what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to use my authorization filter so that I can apply the security, because right now anyone can access the admin pages, anyone can access the user pages. So URL are not protected, or you can say the admin module pages and the user module pages are not protected so far. So how we can protect them? We can protect them to create filter. So I'm just creating here a filter to protect them. So let me add a custom authorized filter. Guys, please hold on. I need 5 minutes break. Okay. So guys, here let's see how we can create a filter. So what I'm doing here, I'm just adding here a folder. In this folder, I'm adding the filters. Let's add a name here as a name helpers. In helpers, I will edit a class to customize the things. I'm adding a class. Class name is, let's say, customize. Let's say custom authorize. Authorize. So custom authorize filter I'm adding here. This way. And this one I need to inherit from the attribute class and the I authorization filter. So this is the namespace. Sorry, this is the interface we having here, which I need to implement to check the user authenticity. So if you're looking at how we can check the user authenticity, we can check whether user having the admin role or not, whether user is authenticated or not. So I can add here a property for checking the roles this way. I can add a condition here. So we are using the ASP.NET Core identity. So obviously everything we will have the connected with the HTTP context. So next context we having the user, then identity, then is authenticated. If user is authenticated, then check the user permission. So I'm now will check a user permission. So user permission I can check using the user dot roles. So we have the user containing these roles. If it is not containing the roles, then redirect the user to the unauthorized page. So in account controller, I will add the unauthorized page. If user is not logged in, redirect to the login page. This way. So this should be here login. This should be here unauthorized. So these are code need to write here for your custom authorized filter. And based upon that, I can apply the security, or you can say I can protect my pages. I shared the code with you. Just complete that one. And make sure in the account controller you have added one more action with the name unauthorized. This is my unauthorized action I'm adding. And for unauthorized, I'm adding the view, add view unauthorized. If user will not have the permission, it will go to the unauthorized page. And here I can add a message, you don't have permission to access it. This way. Just add unauthorized one also. Add unauthorized view. And guys, when you will complete, please do let me know. Guys, have you completed this one?
What changes you have done in controller?
In controller, I added only one action unauthorized. Guys, shall we go ahead now? Have we completed this one?
Please wait, we are creating the view.
So shall we go ahead now? Okay, very good. So now I need to do here this attribute. I need to apply at area level. Open the admin area and define this attribute custom authorize and a value for this one. It would be here roles and roles would be here admin. Only admin roles user can access the admin. Similar way I can define for my user as well. Only the user role can access the user one. So right now role I'm doing here hard code, but it can check dynamically over here. If you're not willing to do the hard code URL, so that code you can check here. Fetch role from database, fetch roles and permission from DB here. And it can be done. This code can be checked out here. But I did here hard code for user and admin. So now my pages are protected.
Can we add more than one role here? No.
You can add more than one role separated by comma.
Please set this line custom authorize.
So guys, have you completed this one now? Okay, now one more thing I need to do here. So far, we are not accessing the logged in user detail. So just do one thing here. Let me add a user accessor as well, so that we can access the logged in user detail everywhere. So I'm adding here a interface with the name iUser accessor. So the logged in user detail we can access across the application. And in this iUser accessor, we will have a one method get user. It will return the logged in user detail to us this way. Similar way, we can have a class user accessor user accessor. Why I'm adding it so that logged in user detail we can access easily across the application. Now inherit it from the iUser accessor, iUser accessor. Add the namespace. So in user accessor, I need to just write the code to fetch the data from the user manager. So user manager is built in ASP.NET Core identity that I'm using here to access my logged in user detail across the application simply. So make sure you added this interface so that we able to access the logged in user detail wherever we need. So the code for user accessor I'm sharing with you. Just copy and use it. And user accessor also make sure you are adding a startup class. In a startup class, you need to add the user accessor. Like here, I'm adding it. So that it can be used as a dependency. So this one I added. So guys, shall we go ahead now? Have we completed this one? Okay, very good. So now let's see how we can access the logged in user information now. So for accessing the logged in user information, actually, if you're looking at here at the admin one, this is my layout. At the layout one, I have to mention here welcome admin, welcome user. Okay,
I'm
so
getting an error.
what error you are
In
getting?
startup class,
Make
when
sure you added the name space. Have you added the name space?
yes. Message source, the type webapp.helpers.user accessor cannot be used as type parameter.
Can you share your screen?
Yes.
Can you show me the code for user accessor and a user accessor? There is an error in the code.
Still the same error.
It is saying about the user accessor. Can you open the user accessor? Have you implemented here user accessor interface?
Thank you.
So now I'm just going to write here a base view page class so that we can have a base class. Using that I can access the logged in user detail on any view. So this is my helper. I'm adding here a class name as base view page. That is actually E. And let's make it generic like this way. And in ASP.NET Core, we have a razor page class. From that, we need to inherit it. And razor inject is a way to inject the dependency. So this base view page class I added so that everywhere we able to access the logged in user detail by a global property current user. So current user is a common property I'm adding over there. So code I shared through the chat, copy from there and use it. Now in admin import, an admin view import file. First complete this one. Have we completed?
Hello.
Hmm. Guys, shall we go ahead now?
Yes.
If you completed this one, open your admin area underscore view imports file and add this namespace which we having. It is here. The namespace of my user accessor. This is the namespace web app helpers. With this namespace I'm putting here web app helpers base view page. Same need to add to user one also. Share the code through the chat. Open the user and add this one. So why I'm adding this one? Because I need to access now current user as a global property. For that purpose, I'm doing it. So add it to the user module view import and admin module view import. Now open the layout page. In the layout same way content and then end. Add one more UL and it would be here, let's say logout account ASP area empty. And then we having a span. For span add welcome message. Welcome at the rate current user. And then we having the name. So this way current user now I can access at a global one. Simple. It is now pretty much simple to mention the welcome message to logged in user. Add this to the layout of admin. Code I shared through chat. Add it to the layout of user. I added it in both the places, admin as well as user. And when you will complete, do let me know.
For current user, @current user, we need to add something. Is giving error on that particular line for @current user in layout.cshtml.
Can you say again?
It is giving error at @current user.name. Do we need to add something?
You need to add the view import, this namespace.
Yes, I did.
Everywhere you have added, make sure it is perfectly.
Okay, yes, in the same folder.
Shall we go ahead now? I hope everyone has completed. I'm right. Okay, so now open here your admin controller. I'm there. Sorry, account controller. And now let me add a method for sign out, which we are using here as it. It should be a sign out. By mistake, I'm putting here the index. So make sure yes, using the sign out. I'm changing it in my code. Make sure you're also changing. It should be sign out. Now let me write the code to sign out the user. So using the authentication service, I can complete the code for sign out this way. Code I shared through the chat window, you can copy from there and complete the sign out. Logout complete.
Sign out or log out? Action name you have changed.
Well, that's fine. Is whatever the name you have given, use that one. And here I can mention you have been successfully log out or sign out, whatever the name you already, you can use it. I think we are using sign out. You can use sign out here. So this way, make sure you add it in the logout things as well. Now run the things to check out this complete workflow, how it is working. Guys, shall we go ahead now? If you have completed this one, if you've done, just log in it using admin at the rate,
Can you show the controller actually?
then admin at the rate. So can see I'm getting here welcome admin. If I will try to access the user dashboard, it is redirecting, you don't have permission to access it. And here at the root label sign up, I didn't change the layout. If I will change it, I will get this one also. So everything looking fine here. In my case, only few fixing I have to do.
This is sign out.
So shall we go ahead now, or is it behaving same in your case also? Okay, very good. Finally, you have completed the security part for your application. Even you'll be able to access the logged in user detail also across the application. And what are the UL and li we added for the admin one? The same can be added to root label layout as well. So just copy the same thing. And at the root label layout, I can add a condition. If, let's say, current user, which will come after adding this one. Sorry, this underscore view import. Copy this namespace, put at the root level view import over here. Now, just add this condition. The root label underscore layout, add a condition if current user not equal to null, then do this one, else do this one. I added the same thing for my root label also. So that the welcome message, it also show over there. Now run it everywhere, you will have the welcome message to user over there. So login, and this time it will work fine everywhere. So root label also I'm getting welcome admin. Try to access the user dashboard. Unauthorize, I'm getting proper welcome, logout. Perfectly, it's working fine now. So do you have any query regarding this workflow? Because this is very important part of the application when it is coming to.
I am doing logout, it is getting problem. It is an error.
Make sure your controller and action name is exactly same as you have mentioned over there. So I'm using his sign out. So make sure there also is sign out.
Yes, I will use that.
So guys, shall we go ahead now?
Can you set the code of root level layout text?
The root level layout code is exactly same with the condition only.
It's saying the logout complete was not found. Logout complete. But
Which
I'm
one?
having, actually, when I'm doing logout, then it is saying logout complete is not found. That means there must be some.
So logout complete, make sure you added a view.
Yes, what we should write there? I am not added that one.
Have you added the view for logout complete?
No, I am not added that. So what we should write there?
Just to right click at a view for logout complete.
Yes,
So
I am getting that, but what I should write inside that logout computer system. Can you say the code of that page?
the people who are having the issue, please do let me know.
Can you say the logout computer system?
Sir, there I have not written anything.
Okay.
There is only a simple message. You have been successfully logged out.
Okay. Okay.
Surendra, actually, I have one issue at migration initial actually. Can I share my screen? Through my screen actually. This issue occurs actually. So actually, I have deleted that migration folder, and now I am trying to initialize again. Due to some issue actually.
Can you show me the database context class? Scroll to top. You have not added here default constructor. Where is default constructor? Add a default constructor, then it will work.
This one. Still same issue actually.
Are you tell your startup project?
Yes.
Can you share? Now run it. Can you build the code?
Run it again.
Can you show me the Dell project? Can you change the sequence of default constructor and parameterize one? First put the default, then parameterize. Guys, what about others? Make sure everyone has completed this one.
Yes, but I have some
Hello.
questions.
Shailendra. Actually, I am unable to call the class. I am sharing my screen.
Okay, now it is working in your case. So make sure sequence you did properly.
I am not getting this class.
You are not getting because at the view import, you have not added your base view page class.
You import.
Here entry is not there, inherit.
Here I will call the base.
Base view page class as we added in admin and user. Copy the code from the admin in view import.
Yes.
I hope everyone has completed this one. I'm right.
Yes.
So guys, security at the MVC application level we have done. And the next session, I will tell you about the security in web API, that is a token-based security. And then we talk about the best practices in the deployment. So on Monday would be the last session from my end. As per the content, we are covering all the things in well-planned way. We are not lacking anything.
And that part I told that is how to store the multiple master detail data.
Okay, that code we already did here. Actually, I didn't explain where it is. If you will open your code in your authentication service, can you open the code? Okay, I think there we having only one entry, not this one. Multiple one.
Can you share your screen?
Hold on.
No, we not did any multiple entries. I require that master and detail both data should be stored in the database.
So we having the service, okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So the thing is, this is not your code, it is a some other project.
Mhm.
Here what I'm doing, I'm just adding an item into the shopping cart.
Yeah.
So it is a master relationship.
Mhm.
So what is happening here, we are getting here first of all a cart class object. Got it?
Mhm. Mhm.
Then we are creating the cart item.
Yes.
Then we adding the value to the cart first, then cart item.
Mhm.
And they are having the relationship with each other as a primary foreign key.
Right.
So then cart items having this way cart items dot add items. So when you will call the only the add method on the cart one, it automatically add the related table data also. You don't need to write the extra code for that. So if you're looking at the relationship wise, this is my cart. And here I'm having a list of items. Got it?
Right.
This list of items sitting from the cart item.
Yes.
So need to just add into the cart, it automatically add the these detail, your master, your child table data, it automatically add
Mhm.
along with the master table.
Okay.
So don't need to put any effort over there. Just follow it the simple way as we do in the C#. Create the cart object, add the items into the cart object, then add cart object, save it, that's it. Same thing we having here for order also. So the similar thing we having for order also can see is order class object created, order item, and finally add order. It's done. And this code access also you have when you will log in to .netx.com. There we have given to access our live session as well. Do you know? So in that live session, this project is already there. So when you will go to here in 280, it's 278, just download the last code. And this last code, this complete code is mentioned, which I'm showing you here. This code is a part of the last project.
Okay, I will check.
So here we having a complete end-to-end project. Whatever I'm building with you,
Mhm.
same I build here also.
Okay.
Anything else?
Now, one more question. In the identity, so when we able to successfully log in, so somewhere it stores the data. That's why we able to access in other pages. So is it uses session variable or something else?
No. It's not destroying session. It's every time accessing from the database.
Every time? No, actually my question is, suppose when I, after successful login, I want to store some other data like username or something, that means the username or some other parameters I required across the multiple pages. So after successful login, generally we are storing in session variable and be able to access it. But here also be able to access.
You
by
don't
using
need
current
session variable here. When we fetching the data, that time the things are working fine. So what are the service you having? The SIM authentication service that is returning my complete user detail over there. So whatever we are willing to return, just define over there simply. That would be written.
So
This one
every
is
time,
returning to me. Guys, I'm giving you the assignment as per the training program. You have to complete in weekend. So for weekend, I'm giving the assignment. This one, everyone has to complete. So assignment is about create contact management. A small project, it's a small project I'm giving you. So do follow repository design pattern repository. Nothing is new, of everything you have already done. And add user profile pic, add following fields. So fields should be here: name, mobile number, we having the image, we having the designation, and we having the country, and gender, add client side and server side validations. We use Bootstrap for UI, implement login using a ASP.NET Core identity. Login, sign up, and sign out. So I'm just giving the one assignment only so that everything we can test only one things. It's like a mini project. Contact management. And show perform CRUD operations with paging. Is it fine? So everyone has to share this assignment on Monday to complete this training program. I will take a mock-up test as well on Monday. This is the written test I'm taking. And this should be submitted by everyone. How to submit? I shared the thing in the chat window. So make sure you have copied it. CSM assignment. And make sure guys, your code is not copy paste of each other. I can find out easily. So you have to share. How to share this assignment? Share a GitHub link. So I have to share a GitHub link where at support@.netix.com after completing it. So upload the code on GitHub, share it at support@.netix.com along with screenshots of your running applications. So I need the screenshot as well. The screenshot of login page, sign up page along with validation, a screenshot of paging, shorting, listing. So a screenshot also you have to share. If you will not submit the screenshot, I will not pass this assignment. Along with the screenshot, it is mandatory. So this is this training completion assignment. Do you have any query regarding the assignment? If you have, please do ask right now so that you will not having any confusion when you're working on it. Is it clear?
Hello.
Hmm.
For login, we should record the user ID and password. Yeah, the Gmail ID is required. So for that, we have to make the
As we
table
did
structure.
today, same way you have to do it.
Okay.
If you will look at, nothing is new in this assignment, everything is repetitive. Only few things I change, like code to upload image, code to validate, country drop down list. It is a drop down list. Drop down list. Gender. Only these two things, three things are new. Otherwise, everything we have done. Radio button. If you need the detailed explanation, I am putting here file upload. This is only new. Otherwise, everything we have done. You have to just figure out how to club them into the one project.
File pic and the image is the same thing or anything different?
Upload the image to the folder, www root folder.
So that is the same as user profile pic that you have written, add user profile pic.
Yeah, this is the same.
Okay.
This image is the same picture which is I've added here. This add user profile pic. Any other query do you have?
User profile pic should be in the same page as
If
registration.
there is a confusion, I can remove this line. It is fine. Got it?
Meaning, I'm asking the file upload should be in the same page or we can do it after.
It should be on the same page. Whenever you adding name, mobile number, image, destination, it would be on the same page.
Okay.
Another query do you have? Is it clear?
Yes.
Meanwhile, if you have any query, you can write to support. If let's say you having another query when you're working on this assignment, you can write to support. But everything I already explained, I don't think there should be any query, but still if there is any, write to support. So I need this assignment before Monday class. You're having weekend complete and make sure your code is unique. Variable name, everything should be unique. I can identify who has copied which code, which person code in fact. Okay guys, see you in the next session. So next session would be the last session.
Hello.
Hmm.
Sir, can we get the recordings downloaded, or for how many days we are accessible? We can access the recordings.
You having the LMS access for 1 year. And 1 year is a
1
not
year,
a small
but
time. It's a long duration.
yeah, it's a long duration. But let's say after after 1 year, we record the training session for our reference. So can
The
we
thing
have?
is, 1 year is a very long time period to have a mastery on a technology. If somebody is not able to master the technology in 1 year, he cannot after 1 year also, I'm sure. If somebody is not able to get the confidence within 1 year, so he should think about himself or herself.
That is a different thing. If he is working, if he or she is working, then it's fine. But let's say somehow he or she doesn't get any opportunity to work with this technology or with this, then but he or she needed to be updated. So let's say in this 1 year,
Sorry, I
he
don't
or
have
she
anything.
couldn't.
I have only 1 year subscription option. If anything you have, you can discuss with your HR.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. See you on the next session. And I need the assignment from every person's side. Otherwise, you will not qualify for this training program. This is mandatory to submit to everyone. Email ID support@netx.com.